0-0 hockey game, and we are going to be underway. We'll see if there's any bad blood left over from last night. Buccaneers lose the face-off. Huff has it for the Rough Riders, played on the near side, left-hand side, just below the left-hand circle. Vig picks it up, sends it to the far side, off the far boards. So Rough Riders down on their defensive side of the ice. Back on the near side, right up through center ice, and dumped down in the Buccaneer end of the rink. Dresky plays it for the Buccaneers off the half boards, down below the goal line. Back up on the near side. To the far side, all the way down. Buick catches up to it. Icing waved off. The Buccaneers play it on the far side, all the way up through center ice, across center ice line, to the near side to Deladonna. Deladonna looking, shot just went up over the head of Rusley. Sent up through center ice. Now Harper back to chase after it for the Buccaneers. He beats them to it off the end boards. Played on the near side by Buick. Keevan out there too. And the Rough Riders not able to come up with it. The Buccaneers do. Up through center ice, across the blue line. Right out in front for Clark. Played by Kiss. Centering pass out front, broken up. Rough Riders play it to the far side. Not able to clear it out. Clark plays it on the half boards. Back and forth it goes, and now Rough Riders able to bring it out. Trying to get around Harper, sent to the far side. Harper right. Chip it up out of the zone, all the way down into the Rough Riders into the rink. Still waiting on the first shot from any one of the teams. Isles with it for the Rough Riders. Sets up left-hand circle, just shot wide of Wilet. Right through the blue line, sent to the far side, off the half boards. Right on net. Nope, went past the net. Did not get on net. Wilet without a save there. Back out to center ice. Rough Riders with it on the left-hand side. Left circle. Hard hit. Flanger in there. Buccaneers pick it up in behind their own goaltender, Wilet. On the end boards. Back to play it is Buick. Tried to clear it out. Buccaneers aren't able to. Rough Riders keep it in right at the blue line. And going to get a penalty? No penalty there. I thought we were going to get a holding penalty. Buccaneers, I think, got away with one there. And now there is the first penalty of the game. We'll see who it's going to be on.
Brizgalov. He hit Hajibi from behind right into the boards. It's going to be a cross-check.
Yardreski with the face-off for the Buccaneers. Young with the face-off for the Rough Riders. Rough Riders win the face-off. Back to Huff to Fig. Played to the far side. Tied up by Harper. Yardreski in there trying to dig it out too. Yet to make it into the zone. Now the Rough Riders bring it in. They stayed onside. It was very, very close. Back out to Huff. Huff has it for the Rough Riders. Not able to hang on to it. Played by Birchill. Sent down in deep. Wilet leaves it there in behind his own cage. Sent to the far side to Harper. Back up through center ice it comes. Yardreski with it left-hand side. Top of the left-hand circles to the right circle. And intercepted by the Rough Riders. Here comes Rough Riders up out of the zone. Played on the near side. Huff with it for the Rough Riders. Centering pass right out in front. Young with a shot. Never made it to the net. And Barron picks it up in behind his own goaltender. Setting it up. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. 13:20 left in the first period. Still waiting on. I was saying that last weekend on the broadcast. It depends what time you call evening. I'd say after 5 o'clock you start calling it evening, but hard telling. Back down to the Buccaneers end of the rink. Kroll has it for the Buccaneers. Sent on the near side to Theo Kiss. Theo Kiss tried to clear it out of the zone. Not able to do it right in front of the Buccaneer bench. Back out to all green jerseys here. White and green jerseys. Huff sends it down in the Buccaneer end of the rink. Played by Dyer. Sent to the near side. Back up through center ice it comes. Theo Kiss with it. Sends it all the way down in the Rough Riders defensive side of the ice. Played to the near side. Off the half boards. Left-hand circle. When the puck comes free. Back out to center ice it comes. And a long pass shot on net save. And the Buccaneers are going to get an offensive face-off. There was a second shot on the net through center ice. Rough Riders play it to the far side. Mazel with it for the Rough Riders. Long pass up the Rizkalov sent over to the far side. Deladonna off the half boards. Dumped in deep. Rough Riders come up with it in behind their own goaltender. Tied up on the right-hand side. Fig has it for the Rough Riders. Play to the near side. Right up through center ice it comes. Back out to Rizkalov. To Peppenberg. Now the Buccaneers down in their defensive side of the ice. Shot just goes wide by Nelson. Back to Nelson on the left-hand side. He tries to chip it off the high glass. Couldn't do it. The Buccaneers send it out. Williams chasing after it for the Rough Riders. That's going to be icing for the Bucks. Left-hand side. Centering pass broken up by Nelson. Or it wasn't Nelson for the Rough Riders. Roll broken up by the Rough Riders. Sent over to the far side. Birchill has it across the blue line to Kernan. Zielinski just backhands it down off the half boards and now down off the end boards. Sent to the Williams dumps it in for the Rough Riders. Retrieved by Peppenberg for the Buccaneers, and back out of the zone it comes. Slinger chasing after it, and icing on the Buccaneers. 7:20 remaining in the first period. Shaw with the faceoff for the Buccaneers. Wins the faceoff back to Peppenberg. Peppenberg plays it to the far side. Fig keeps it in for the Rough Riders. Barely, I think I just barely stayed on the side there. Sent over to the far side. Back to Fig. Fig from Williams. Off the half boards to the far side. Buick tied up on the half board. Ajavi with it. Fires it down into the Buccaneers offensive side of the ice. That was sent all the way down by Birchill. 55 seconds remaining on the penalty to the Buccaneers. Back up through center ice. Across the blue line. Netza with it. Sent to the far side. Walking it in, shot on net, saved by Weilet. That was a good save by Weilet. And the puck comes free. Fig wasn't able to keep it in for the Rough Riders. Had to come all the way back down. Retrieve it in behind Rusley. And now here comes Fig up out of the zone with it. Left-hand side, down into the Buccaneer end of the rink. Tried to wrap it around, top side. 19 seconds left on the penalty kill here for the Buccaneers. Slinger with it, and Fig, tough time hanging on to that puck again. And the Buccaneers gonna kill it off here with only 7 seconds left on the PK here for the Buccaneers. And the Rough Riders come in offsides. 1 second left up on the back to the near side. Fitton has it for the Rough Riders. Played on the right-hand corner to Barron. Clark in there too, trying to dig it out for the Buccaneers. Shot just goes wide. Fitton shot it from the point. From the Rough Riders, went wide of Weilet. Back out, Buccaneers not able to clear it out. Rough Riders actually making the line change here. A few players came off while they have the Buccaneers trapped in their defensive side of the ice. Back to the near side, Blair with it. Clark comes up with it for the Buccaneers. He turns and sets up in behind Weilet. And the Buccaneers get some fresh legs out there as Keevan comes off the bench. And here comes the Buccaneers. Keevan with it right-hand side, glove side of Rusley. And the Buccaneers win the face-off and not able to keep it in at the blue line. Here comes both teams back the other way. Barron off the inboards, sent over to the far side, down on the Buccaneers' defensive side of the ice. Zielinski with it for the Buccaneers, tied up down there with Harper. And the Buccaneers come up with it. We still got two players tied up. I think they thought the puck was there. Hiles and Harper were tied up in the corner, but the Buccaneers come up with it. Dumps it down into the Rough Riders in the rink. Birchill chasing after it. Birchill wearing number 3 tonight instead of that number 6. I think he's doing that just to confuse us. Last weekend he had number 6 on. And last night. Special jerseys tonight, so he's got the number 3 on. Probably between the Rough Riders and the Buccaneers, we'd be at 0-0 after one period of play.
Yeah, you would have expected them kind of come out firing like they did yesterday, but
maybe
kind of the opposite.
Shot on net, saved by Weilet. That was a shot from Fig, and now some pushing and shoving after. Clark with the faceoff for the Buccaneers to the stick side. And the Rough Riders win the faceoff over to Fig. Sit off the inboard, sent to the far side, and Buccaneers come up with it. 2-on-2 coming back the other way. Played by Clark. Clark looking, fires a shot on net, and Rusley with the save, and that one just about snuck by him. And the Rough Riders Fig sends it up out of the zone, back up through center ice, right through the Buccaneer logo, dumps it back in. Autophagish dumps it down into the far side, and the Buccaneers come up with it. Oh, both players go down. That was Steele Kiss and Young that went down there. Kind of both lost their footing. Buccaneers play it to Buick. Fires a shot. Just goes wide to Rusley. Played by Clark off the half board. And here comes the Rough Riders up out of the zone. That was a hard hit to the far side. Both players. Young got hit hard. Shot on net, saved by Rusley. And I think Thorpe hit him. I think they both ran into each other. They looked like they were going to collide, and they both went the same direction to avoid each other, and that was a hard hit. That was icing on the rough getting ready to start, and hopefully we got some sprint car fans out there. And I'm going to go from working at the Buccaneers hockey to right into sprint car racing here in a few weeks down in Knoxville. Puck goes all the way free down in the Buccaneer defensive side of the ice. Eliza, we're going to have to get you down there for a race this year. You've never seen a sprint car up in person. You know, oh boy, we'll get you down there.
I'm missing out.
Yeah, you're missing out. The rumble of those cars is something else. Cedar Rapids with it down on their defensive side of the ice, played on the near side. Bow all the way up through center ice, dumped it down into the Buccaneer, into the rink, and that's icing waved off. And I did talk to, while we were up in Cedar Rapids, a few weeks ago, I saw a guy wearing a Donnie Schatz sweatshirt up there, and I talked to him for a while up in Cedar Rapids. Bowling pins that just about fell over there. All the way back down to the Buccaneers defensive side of the ice. Buick plays it to Pettenberg, off the half boards, up through center ice. 3-on-2 coming back the other way. Buccaneers just dump it in. Rusley leaves it to the near side. Back out to the point. Godreski keeps it in. Circling around, back out, fires a shot, just goes wide. Rusley played to the near side and up into protective netting. We get a whistle, 12:43
in this period.
Yeah, they have. They look really well. Face off to the stick side. And Rusley played off the half boards. Down in deep, played to the near side. Back out through center. Up with it right hand side. Yardreski off the end boards. Simlinger out there too for the Buccaneers. And now the Rough Riders bring it back and forth. Dump it down in. Dyer back to retrieve it in behind his own goaltender. Sent to the far side. Theo Kiss has it for the boy. That was close. We do not want to see that, and he lost his footing out there.
That's the worst time possible, pretty much.
He was trying to pivot. That went down. He had two players went right by his face as they were skating, and that was close. Do not want to see that. Shot tipped into the protective netting. I don't care.
That's all that matters.
Buccaneers win the faceoff, played by Dyer. Dyer sends it to the far side. Here comes the Buccaneers up out of the zone, played by Deladonna. Fires a shot on net right into the breadbasket. Rusley.
Opportunities getting looks, and this lineup is Galov, Deladonna, Grosskloss that's out right now. Got some good looks. They got the goal as well, so they're the line to put the Bucks on the board, but we'll see if they can do anything here.
Buccaneers send it right back in as Rough Riders able to clear it up out of the side of the ice. Played on the near side off the half boards. Top side, fires a shot. Blocker save by Weilet. My head, yeah. Sweet. Buccaneers win the faceoff. They draw it on the near side. Shipped it up out of the zone. Got it past Vick. And the Rough Riders got to retrieve it all the way back in their defensive side of the ice as Clark is still putting the pressure on him. And the Rough Riders get it back to Fig. Fig sets up, he spins around, sets up in behind Wesley. Played to the near side. Here comes the Rough Riders up out of the zone. Across center ice line. Picked off by Kernan, and he sends it back down in deep.
The official call on that penalty was checking from behind. They gave it to Gross-Klaas. It was just announced.
Up through center ice it goes on the left right-hand side. Played off the half boards. Now off the end boards. Hard hit by Thorpe. To the point for the Rough Riders. Vandenberg with it. To the Fig. Down to the bottom side. Left-hand circle. Fires a shot on net. Weilet with the save. And Fig with a disc. Sent over to the far side with Theo Kiss. 5:45 left in the second. Played on the near side. Keevan with it. To the far side to Barron. Up to the near side to Clark. Across the blue line down on the Buccaneers. Offensive side of the ice. Tried to get a shot off. Fig intercepts it for the Rough Riders. And Fig tried to clear it out of the zone. Not able to do it yet. Barron goes down and played on the near side. Fires a shot on net. Saved by Weilet. And we got more players falling down. This ice has did not have a whole lot of time to prepare the ice as we were scrambling to even get on the air here because we didn't have a whole lot of time.
Obliges in some rights by Massa. None of them connect. They're kind of on the backside, and he gets a takedown. But a fight's a fight nonetheless, and it'll be 5 aside.
Mazza with a 5-minute major and Birchill with a 5-minute major and both 10-minute misconduct. Back up through center ice comes Rough Riders bring it in. 2:07 left in the second period. Well, we've had a fight and a goal in this period. So,
see, there was a fight last night as well.
Yeah.
So we're 2 for 2
2 for
fights
2.
between these teams, and we'll see what tomorrow brings.
We're just missing some goals here. Last night was a 6-5 win for the Cedar Rapids. So 11 goals in a hockey game. That's a lot of goals in a hockey game. So Rough Riders looks good. Buccaneers win the faceoff. Barron sends it near side to Harper. Top of the circle. Hiles with it. Fires a shot on net. Saved by Weilet now. Going to get some pushing and shoving going again. Clark. Rough Riders win the faceoff. They draw it back to Fig. Fires it on net. Saved. Tipped by Young. But Weilet keeps it a 1-0 hockey game with Young with the faceoff for the Rough Riders. Kernan with the faceoff for the Buccaneers. Buccaneers win the faceoff. They draw it to Kernan. Back up through center ice. Sent over to the far side. And the Buccaneers chip it up out of the zone again. Young throws it right back in. The Buccaneers defensive side of the ice. Buccaneers catch up to it to Harper. Harper to the far side. Aldreski. Back to retrieve it is Kroll. Kroll has it for the Bucks. And he's able to chip it up out of the zone. 24 seconds remaining in the period. Rough Riders pick it up down below their own goaltender. Played on the near side. Buccaneers down on their offensive side of the ice. They got one more try at it here if they can break it away from that corner. And the Rough Riders come up with it. We got Shaw on top of Fig. I'm surprised nothing was called there as both players were struggling to get up. And that's going to do it. All the way up through center ice, right-hand side, hard hit. Slingershire made the hard hit, played by Shaw, dumped down into the Rough Riders in the rink. Ardreski chasing after it. Fig picks it up for the Rough Riders in behind their own goaltender, sent to the far side. Huff has it for the Rough Riders, right up through center ice. Played by Young. Chips it into the Buccaneer into the ring. Peppenberg has it on the near side. Back to Huff at the blue line. Played to the near side. Off the half boards right back out to center ice. And that goes into the Buccaneer bench. Way last night with 11 goals scored in a hockey game last night. I'm surprised this one's. I said it was going to be a 4-2 game tonight, but we got a lot of goals to go there if we're going to get to a 4-2 hockey game tonight. Played on the near side. Rough Riders with it to the far side, left-handed side. Fig off the far boards, ridden off the puck. Rough Riders have it down in behind their own goaltender. Played to the far side, right up through center ice, across the blue line, down into the Buccaneer end of the ring. Fires a shot, never made it to net. And here comes the Bucks up out of the zone. Blair with it for the Buccaneers, left there by Shaw. Shaw circles around, left-hand circle, top of side. Oh, Kroll took his eye off of it. Out to Young. To the far side, to the near side. Across the blue line, and Buccaneers not able to hang on to it. Rough Riders send it all the way back down, and we get a whistle on the icy.
That was the last really good look we had.
Clark with the faceoff for the Buccaneers to the left side. Rusley sent to the far side, off the half boards, and Fig comes back up with it for the Rough Riders. Sent over to the far side. All the way up through center ice, loose puck, played on the near side. And back down into the Rough Riders in the rink. Huff chasing after it for the Rough Riders. He retrieves it off the left-hand corner. Pass to the far side. And the Buccaneers retrieve it, come back up with it. Top of the circle, looking for it. Intended pass for Clark, just went out of reach of him. Played off the half boards. Top of the left-hand circle, loose puck. Clark hard into the boards. Theo Kiss with it down below the goal line. Off the inboards. Loose puck still, no one getting control of it. Rusley even got a stick on that, tried to bat it away. Sit to the far side, Clark staying with it. Centering pass up front, Huff picks it off for the Rough Riders, and he clears it up out of the zone off the high glass. Momentary, just a small delay offsides there on the Rough Riders. Off there as the play was continuing on. They're changing up some players slowly. And now the Rough Riders are changing up some tired legs out there. I look for some quick line changes the rest of this period, Eliza, especially with 3 games this weekend, both teams. And I bet in tomorrow afternoon game, late afternoon game, 4 o'clock start time, will be a lot of short shifts. Right up through center ice and intended for Audreski.
We've seen that a lot tonight.
Yeah, we have seen that a lot tonight. Played on the near side, or Shaw has it off the inboards. Off the half boards now. Back out through center ice, right up through. Rough Riders win the faceoff on the left-hand side, back out through center ice. Peppenberg forces it back in. Rough Riders got to dig it off the inboards by Huff. Played on the right-hand side. Deladonna with it, spins around. Leaves it there for Grosloff. Off the far boards. Fig plays it for the Rough Riders. Played to the near side. Jesus. Our mascot does that to me every time, stands right next to me, pounds the stick on the floor right next to me, and Kernan with the face-off for the Buccaneers. Vandenberg with the face-off for the Rough Riders. Buccaneers win the face-off to the far side. Off the half boards. Played by Zielinski, and offsides. 9:32.
9:30 left. 9:32 to be exact.
Buccaneers win the faceoff. They draw it to the near side of Peppenberg. Peppenberg has to retrieve it back down below the goal line, and he dumps it up out of the zone. And that's going to get on net. No icing there. Play continues on. We needed one of those. We had a lot of whistles there for a few seconds. Rough Riders bring it back the other way, 2-on-2. Blanchard has it. Hiles fires it towards the net. Just went on the short side of Wylet. Right up through the Buccaneer logo, across the blue line. Top of the circle, shot on net, right in the breadbasket of Wylet. And he makes the save.
One so far.
Buccaneers win the faceoff. Dyer plays it to the far side. Grossloss in there too. Off the half boards. Shot on net, saved by Wylet. Finch with the faceoff for the Rough Riders. And the Rough Riders lose the faceoff. Keevan wins it. Back up to the near side. Featon sends it right back in. Wylet plays it to the near side, leaves it there for Theo Kiss. Theo Kiss to the far side. Across the blue line, drop pass back. Keevan with it, fires it towards the net, just went wide. And the Rough Riders come up with it, up out of the zone. And icing waved off. Play continues on.
Quite some time. And now with Massa back, both teams at full strength.
Yadreski with the faceoff for the Buccaneers. Wins the faceoff. Shaw plays it on the near side. Slinger fires it. It got tipped, never made it to the net. Here comes the Rough Riders up out of the zone. Stayed onside, barely stayed onside. Backhanded shot saved by Wylet, and he just scoops it up. And Wylet's been Blair, Birchill, Barron out there for the Bucks, Kernan and Harper. And the puck comes all the way down on the right-hand circle on the Buccaneers' defensive side of the ice. Able to bring it up out of the zone to Kernan, to the far side, down their offensive side. Fires it, blocked in front by Fig. Down off the inboards to the far side. Here comes the Rough Riders up out of the zone. All the way down on the Buccaneer in the rink. Centering pass right out front, shot by Wylet, save. Loose puck. Oh my goodness, Wylet with a heck of a save.
Cast, but unhappy with how it's gone so far. 59 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Bucks.
Rough Riders win the faceoff back to Fig. Across the blue line, sends it down in deep. Played to the near side on the half boards. Yadreski in there for the Buccaneers.
The referee's shaking up in front of us. Takaji St. Pierre.
Oh, boy.
Matching liners at the beginning of the game as well.
So no power play. Oh, Buccaneers 0 for 0 on the power play because they haven't had a power play tonight. That's kind of unheard of anymore, but well-disciplined team by the Rough Riders. Rough Riders right up through center ice, down into the Buccaneer in the rink. Shot on net, saved by Wylet. And
recording and assist number 24, Martin Ovechny.
Number 24 gets an assist too on that.
Yep, Ovechny will get the secondary assist.
Rough Riders with it off the far side, off the half boards. Well, I think we got to repeat it last night if we're going to, might be going into overtime here. Buccaneers send it towards the net, just went wide by Russley. Back to the near side, right up through center ice, played by Clark. Clark at center ice, chips it off the high glass. Burchill with a hard hit. Back to the near side. Rough Riders play it to the far side off the half boards. Back up through center ice. Clark with it to Harper. 1 minute remaining in the period. Buccaneers with it on the near side. Played by Harper to Clark. Back out to Barron. Comes out for the Buccaneers. Yardreski out there too. Thorpe, Dyer, and Keevan out there now for the Buccaneers. Hard hit to the far side. Dyer with the hit. 25 seconds remaining in the period before we go into overtime. And that goes into the Buccaneer bench. 20.6 seconds remaining in third.
As well that the Rough Riders took in OT. So we'll see what happens here. 20 seconds left. Still plenty of time for either team to get a goal in regulation.
Puck goes all the way down. The Rough Riders into the rink. Rough Riders pick it up in behind their own goaltender. Played on the near side. Chipped up out of the zone. Thorpe gets a piece of it for the Bucks. And he sends it right back in with 3 seconds remaining, and that's going to do it. After. Well, how did that not go in?
That was trickling.
Oh,
my
gosh.
goodness.
Well,
What a start.
Eliza, you're going to have to, if you can pause that on that goalie, if we get a chance, we'll have to see how that did not go in. It definitely went underneath the goaltender's pads and everything else and had to walk on that red line and did not go in. Rough Riders top of the circle, leaves it there. High slot shot just missed the top shelf and off the backboards. And here comes the Buccaneers, play it on the near side. Barron with it. Down below the goal line and behind his own goaltender, Weilet. Back up through center ice. Clark at it at the blue line. The opposite direction. Clark looking. Circles back around. Harper comes off the bench for the Buccaneers. Clark, Zielinski out there. Back to play it for Harper. Retrieves it all the way back in. The big game of keep away right now.
That's what overtime is now.
Yep, that's all it is, a big game of keep away. Kernan with it, getting the pressure on him by the Rough Riders. You don't want to give up possession of the puck at all. And, man, tried to thread the needle there on the near side. Fig has it down below the goal line. Back to the near side. Now the Rough Riders with a big game of keep away. Fires a shot on net. Rusley. Back up to center ice.
Face-off, Jastrzewski for the Bucks taking it.
On the glove side, Rusley. Rough Riders win the face-off. They draw it to the near side. All the way up through center ice. Fig with it for the Rough Riders. Fires a shot on net, and Weilet with the save.
Clark.
To the stick side of Weilet. Buccaneers win the face-off. They draw it to the far side. Keevan chasing after it. Keevan all alone. Loses a tire. Back at it. Barron looking. Barron could not get a shot off. Played to the far side. Here comes the Rough Riders. 2-on-1 coming back the other way. On the right-hand side across the blue line. Intended for Fig. Fires a shot on net. Saved by Weilet. And it did not go in. The goal light came on, but that did not go in. Played to the near side. Rough Riders have it at the blue line. Fig keeps a hold of it. High slot. And the Buccaneers able to get it up out of the zone. Here we come, 2-on-1 coming back. Keevan and Clark. Over to Clark. Score! Yeah, baby!